Alright, welcome back to DNS. This time we are in Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and apologies, there's no qualifying to be had here. For some reason, hey, here's a fun thing about PlayStation, right? You set your recording to the last 60 minutes. You get to the end of the race, you save it, and you see that it's a 50-minute video, and yet the starting point is at the race, not qualifying. So fantastic stuff. Uh, Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate missing qualifying there. I really appreciate it. With 10 minutes of the flipping 60 not used, so thanks. Anyways, all you need to know is that obviously it's a wet race, so I went with a wet setup in qualifying. Did a 27.2. Obviously with a wet setup, it's obviously the time's going to be compromised a bit. I did a 26.6 in practice with Cocker, Kieran Trapp LFC. So who was looking pretty on the pace himself as well. So that's basically the context. Went out for a run the mediums, then I run the softs, and then my second lap on the softs, my soft run, I did the 27.2, and it was good enough for pole. So I think a lot of people went in the wet direction for a wet setup. So anyways, so we're just going to start here from the formation lap. It's rain. It's going to be raining throughout the entire race. Light rain through the entire race. Unsure whether how heavy will, like in terms of lightness, with the ease, will be barely light enough so that we could go in dries, but it seemed like it was going to be wet the entire race. So that's where we're at, and just getting ready then to get this race underway in a good position. So I'm as you can might hear in the background, there's Joe and Cocker talking about the formation lap that they're disqualified from. So anyways, I'm just going to round the final corner and get ready for the start of this race. So getting ready. Obviously strategy isn't really an issue, obviously, with the one stop in the wet conditions. So taking that spot. And now here we go then. Now that's a little bit too much time here, but anyways, we can deal. So anyways, here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. Tentative start. Want to be careful. Don't want to spin the wheels too much. Cover in the middle of the track. Make sure I have no one's really going to try my inside or outside. Get the best line through turn 1. And I'm going to run unopposed then down to, I think it's his farm, or is it Abbey? I'm not too sure which one. I think it's Abbey. So my Silverstone names aren't all there, but anyways, we're going to navigate and just carefully feel our way through the conditions, and we're going to be we're going to be leading out here. We're going to have a nice comfortable gap heading down into Brooklands, so, or I think is Brooklands. So that's going to be our first lap, and really things were quite quiet for my end for the first part of this race. I was pulling out gaps. Trent retired, so he was out of it pretty quickly. So I did the 41 there, and you can see the gap to Steve behind is it 6 seconds? Yeah, it's 6.5 seconds. So already I've quickly put out a lead, and I'd start with 4 laps of fuel. I was pushing, so I probably spent a bit too much fuel in this opening stint. So, but anyways, just continuing to set kind of the pace. Lap 9, the gap is fairly large. I think it's getting close to 9-ish seconds or so, and that's where it stayed. It didn't really creep over 10 really. I don't think it was kind of stabilizing at this stage for a good chunk of this race. Lap 13, like the race has been very, very quiet for me, but things are about to change. Wow, are you fucking joking me?
Do you know what? That's fucking grand.
Are you flipping serious?
You might get into the pits and back out again, Greg. Hey, speed it up here, will you?
It's not that, it's just I've worked to get a 9-second advantage. So all the good work I'd done in the first stint is undone by this safety car. So yeah, so I was disappointed by that, because I was going to pit this lap anyways. So the timing was fine, but it didn't matter because I was already leading. The safety car would bunch us all up anyways, and yeah, I lost out on 9. I've lost 9 seconds in the process of this. So um, fresh set of inters to go to the end. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. So emerging then and getting ready to race once again. Lap 16, I believe, heading on to 17. Safety cars in. It's my prerogative then to back the pack up, and I wanted to let the safety car go a bit. And the thing is, you can jump I think a little earlier here on the safety car because the pit lane is quite early. So basically have to let it go there. So anyways, just make sure keeping my tires warm was a huge thing for me. So anyways, it is time to go. I've made the jump. I feel I just a little bit of oversteer, got off the track a little bit. Other than that, I think that was a good jump. Got a bit of a lead, and yeah, we can start racing again. So I've basically got 11 laps, well 10 including the one then that we start, to try and undo everything that safety car cost me. So I wasn't sure how it was going to pan out, but I knew the safety car gave a chance to save fuel. ERS isn't an issue for saving in the rain, so that wasn't an issue, thankfully. So anyways, we're going to be pretty safe this first lap. The successful jump definitely helped in keeping this lead for sure. And the laps after this are basically just I was pushing. I was like, no way, I am going to push. I'm going to get this lead back up. I'm not going to let up. So these next laps are me just banging in the laps, just pretty much not successfully, but just not always successfully, like successively rather I should say, but just really wanted to demonstrate my pace, and that was enough to do it. I mean, we pulled out a 6 or so second gap. Not too, it didn't take too long, but yeah, I had been saving. I had been kind of been fuel saving near the end of my first stint, with the idea that when these fresh inters that I was going to pit on anyways came, I was going to push and put some lightning laps in. So and I did that. Just happened to be building the gap once again rather than extending. But that's going to pretty much do this race. Like, it was, again, I know I had a race like this last year where it was quite quiet. I don't think there was a lap I didn't lead in this race, because the pit stops obviously happened, the safety car. So a very quiet race this time around, but take it, definitely take it. There was a race like this last season where it was quite quiet, and I said at the time that you don't get these races often, so you just, when they do come, you just have to take them and enjoy them, because again, they don't like, think of France, for example, how hard I had to work to win that race ultimately on penalties. So races like this, you just take. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I qualified pole. I was quickest on track. I had to build up a gap once again. So, I felt I earned this win. So that's how it goes sometimes. Anyways, that's a nice win there. Joe did a good job to get up to second, with no penalties, as well as myself with no penalties, and poor old Kieran Trapp in fourth. Spent basically the entire race behind Steve, and the one time he did get by, there was a yellow flag because I think it was Archie had gone off the track and he got an illegal overtake. So that was pretty rough for poor old Cocker. Anyways, that's going to do it for round number 7 or 8 of DNS, one of the two, because we missed Baku Monaco. Next up is Germany, I believe. So until next time.